Ladies and gentlemen, Tactical Advance here, and welcome to a ship review. Now today, we're going to be taking a look around the Mustang Delta. If you're unfamiliar with the other Mustang series, I've made videos on all of them so far, so you can go and have a look in the video feed on my channel. And today, it's all about the Mustang Delta. I've actually made this video once already, and I've come back to make it again. I realised after I completed the video, and I spent a bit of time with the ship, that I'm going to say, from my opinion, this is the best starter fighter in-game as it stands today. It just flies so well. Overall, it's just an absolutely fantastic ship. And I remember when I first flew the Delta, I'm talking a long time ago when it first came out, and it originally had the dumbfires, which they're calling rockets now. It was overpowered when it first started, and they did nerf it down. But as it stands today, this thing's awesome. Absolutely awesome. And we're going to take a good look round and then jump in the pilot seat and we'll have a look on the exterior as well. Okay, well, starting off. I'll leave a link to the PDF so you can see the weapon loadout as well in the description. But today we're taking a review on the outside, have a good look around it, do a bit of flight as well. Now, one big advantage this ship has over, I would say, the other starter ships and also the other Mustang series is this special armour that it has. Although we don't have full armour in game as of yet, once we do, let's just say this makes the ship more efficient by what, 5, 10, 15, 20%. It just puts it leagues ahead against the other ships. So this is what it is. It's these sort of patch quilt sort of thing. You can see it's placed all around here. It's on the vents as well. My favourite colour scheme so far in Star Citizen is definitely this military green as well. I like the fact that they've used different types of green as well to give it the depth. It looks quite evil as well. If you have a look from the front, I think it looks quite aggressive. Once the wings are down, particularly because of the colours. Absolutely. Now, one thing I did notice with this is the armour goes way further than you think. You can see these patches here, but look, if you see, it runs around the intakes as well. It's on the top and the bottom wings. And from what I can see, it does actually look like it runs underneath the checker plating. As you can see it here, and you can see, look, it's woven underneath the actual plates. I would like to see some more ships with this sort of armour on as well. The original ship had exactly the same thing. The armour wasn't necessarily in the same places, but it had this sort of like SIM card look of it. I'll see if I can find a link there to my old video so you can see the before and after. This is a huge improvement from the last one. I can't imagine anyone out there complaining about their Mustang Delta right now. You should be over the moon with this thing. This is absolutely awesome. The loadout's pretty decent as well. Let's take a look inside. So here we are. Now, comparing this to other starter ship fighters now, just starting with the view, I mean, it just outbeats all the other starter ships already. I mean, even the downwards view is really good. A lot of the ships have, you know, really great upper view, but they have like a side piece here. This is really good. Same displays as all the other ships. No different there. All the buttons and everything are in the same place.
Engine systems enabled.
Just fire up.
Launch complete.
Let's take a look at that exterior. Now what you will notice is that a lot of that armour plating, it's not really armour plating material, is on the exterior as well. We'll have a look at that now. I think this ship looks absolutely awesome. I mean, I can't even critique it. I think I look at it and I think, what an awesome looking ship. The The other big advantage of this ship over some of the other starter ships as well is atmospheric flight on this thing is going to be awesome, isn't it? This is going to handle really, really well in atmosphere. Unlike the Aurora, we do know that the Aurora is supposed to be one of the worst handling ships in atmosphere, i.e. Star Citizen did tell us that. It sort of makes sense. It's a floating coffin at the end of the day, isn't it? Obviously out of atmosphere it will perform maybe similar or on par. But like I said, from the front, it looks quite aggressive as well. And from underneath as well, you can see that checker plating as well. Move away from the sun a little bit. Maybe zoom in. You can see all that sort of patching underneath the wings there on either side. Like I said, it does give you the impression that the patch quilting stuff runs underneath everything. It's not just the wings. You can see bits of it on the tips there as well. All around the side here. I really like that textured look to a ship, actually. It's the first one I've really seen it on like this, to this sort of quality anyway. I think it really breaks up the ship and makes it look pretty cool. The only other one that's got something similar like this is probably the Avenger. Looks fantastic, doesn't it? So, let's jump inside. Let's go a little bit higher, and I'll show you some of the weapons it's got as well. Now, the main weapons are pretty decent. Nothing to write home about, they're size 2s. You do get quite a few of them, and the fire rate's pretty decent. I'll show you one of these rockets. We'll move underneath a little bit for the old rockets. He actually nudged the ship, have you noticed that? Look, when I fire, look. I don't know if it's supposed to do that. The only downside with them rockets are range. They're not long range, and they're unguided, obviously. So you've got to be pretty accurate with them, and you don't really get many of them, so that's the downside. Well, I suppose you could compare something like an Aurora where it's got rockets, missiles, sorry, where you can actually lock on with this. Not really going to go much further than that. Obviously, if you shoot towards the floor. Can't quite see the explosion, but it should go that far. They haven't got massive range on them, but once again, I would say use them when you're in sort of a dogfighting mode, like close. Using your guns and they're strafing past. Just quickly fire and then see if you can get a hit in. So overall, what do I think about this ship? Like I said at the start, I'm going to stand by it. This is one of the, or if anything, the best starter ship fighter in the game. It just offers everything. A decent firepower, great view, decent weapons, aerodynamic, great handling in out of atmosphere and in atmosphere. Sort of feels slightly unfair for the other ships, if I have to be honest. Because overall, it's a strong ship. And now, if you just add on top of that, the armor ability of this ship as well. Although we don't really know what that's going to mean. Is that armor going to mean that it's got 5% more, 10% more? We have no idea. If it adds any percentage more, it just seems like a much better ship to go for as a little starter fighter. Obviously there's a progression tree there as well. You can move up to your Gladius, your Hornets if you want to later on. Or you might just want something to dart around with and have a bit of fun as well. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Overall, I think this is a fantastic ship and I'm struggling to find fault in it. Let me know if you can see any faults in the ship that maybe you don't like. And also the last thing on the agenda today, if you're looking to join a Star Citizen organisation, check out the link in the description below. That's it for me. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.